Hey there, boys and girls. We are finally starting the front axle swap on the 2002 Dakota. Step 1 is to remove everything that's in the way of our Super Duty Dana 60, so let's make it happen. Fire. As you can see, these motor mounts in the Dakota are monstrous. They're also the mounts for the axle in the independent front suspension system, so they hang way down, they're way oversized, they're just ridiculous. So they have got to go. We'll figure something else out for motor mounts. Like a block of wood! It also looks like this frame is going to be in the way from where I want the diff to sit, so we might have to address that also. We've already seen me cut away the stock crossmember in front of the engine. You've seen me take off the bumper. And I'm now going to be removing a motor mount, which means there's going to be no structure tying the two frame rails together, except for the transmission crossmember, which is way in the middle of the truck. So this 2x2 by 1/8 inch wall square tube I'm welding on here will just act as a temporary crossmember to hold everything in place while I work through the rest of the process until I get a motor mount back in there to kind of hold everything together. In case you guys are interested, these stands I have holding up the front of the truck are called pipe stands. These I have are made by Sumner, but I know Rigid and some other company makes them as well. So the way they work is this pipe telescopes out and locks with this set screw here and this washer, but the real game changer is this handle here. When you turn this, it allows you to adjust the height of the stand even when it's under load. That makes life so much easier when you're doing work like this. And now compare that with regular jack stands, where you actually have to take the weight off of the stand to adjust the height. And when you do adjust the height, you're limited to whatever the height of the teeth are set at. Speaking of height, these stands I have are rated for 28 to 49 inches tall. They actually have a shorter version of these that's rated for 21 to 36 inch. And that's actually what I would recommend. These ones I have are too tall. That's why I'm running them up through the frame like this. I really like these Sumner ones because the legs fold up, which makes storage a lot easier when you're not using them. I got these on Amazon. I don't recommend that. The box came completely torn apart with pieces missing because they packaged it really bad. I would check with your local welding supply shop. These are used most commonly for pipe welding, so local welding supplies should have them. They're definitely worth it. All right, with the frame all sectioned out, we can get the differential all the way up into its final location at full bump. I'm setting this as full bump because we basically have a 1/2 of an inch between the oil pan and the axle now. We don't really want to go any further than that. That's as high as we can get the axle with the reasonable amount of work that we've already done, and we'll call it good. And with the tires on, we can do our first clearance check. So here's what we're working with. Clearances actually look relatively good. I'm clear all the way around the frame. I even have a couple inches before the tire hits the frame here, and this is at full lock towards this side, so the tire's not going to get any closer to the frame there. I also have quite a bit of space behind the tire, between the tire and the firewall. Now on the other side, I don't actually have the lug nuts tightened all the way down because this tire is hitting the outside of the frame in the front here. So I had to loosen that up. That's definitely going to need to be addressed. I'll have to cut and massage that frame in a little bit so that it clears. But now with the fender hung, at least roughly in place, you can see I've got plenty of space behind the tire. I've got like 3.5 inches. I'm probably going to move this axle back a little bit, actually, to take up a little bit of that extra space. And that'll give me a little less clearancing I have to do in the front of the frame. But otherwise, it actually fits great. There's going to be obviously some fender trimming to make this all work, but it is fitting way better than I was expecting. And there you go. That's all it takes to get 40s in the front of a Dodge Dakota. Dana 60 is not attached to anything yet, but we will be doing that in later episodes. For now, here's a little teaser of what's coming up. If you guys haven't decided whether you're going to subscribe, hopefully this changes your mind for the positive. The subscription really helps. Comments help. Likes help. All that stuff just kind of tells YouTube that the video is worthwhile, helps the channel out, and in the long run helps you guys out because you get some cool stuff to watch on YouTube. I know that there's tons of stuff out there to watch. I appreciate you guys paying me with your time. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.